So, this is going to be a bit of an odd one. Hello and welcome back to Monster Hunter Wilds. I'm actually watching the recording of this because for some reason, and I think it's just a bug because it didn't do this to the one before or afterwards, and I've not changed any settings out, but it didn't record the audio of me. So it just recorded the game audio. So I've got a video file. I mean, thankfully, it's not done it to any of the others, and it's not done it to the. It's not lost the footage, but it's just not got me talking over it. So I'm having to I'm watching myself play it on the computer now, recording over it, and obviously since I'm not playing it, it doesn't have to be through the PlayStation share system anymore. So. Enjoy. The audio balance should probably be a bit better on this one because of it, because it allows you to actually adjust it outside of the PlayStation, which doesn't allow you to. Well, the PlayStation does, but I've cranked it up to max and it's still quiet because Sony, I guess, are terrible at audio balancing when they're doing the clip stuff and the share stuff. Oh well. So yeah, we have some intruders at our camp.
They must be telling us to follow them.
They remind me of the Ewoks, these.
Greetings to you. Sorry that we got off on the wrong...
Uh-oh.
You okay?
My baby! Do whatever they say.
I still don't know what it is that they were like throwing up and down at this point. I'm guessing it's some kind of priceless artifact of hers. But whatever. But yeah, they properly remind me of like a cross between like the Ewoks and the Jawas from Star Wars. They really do remind me of those. Oh, there they go. They're very into their honey. We find that later through this.
I'm sorry for losing my cool back there, but that was a bona fide andro-duodecimic groveling idol.
Oh, there you go. That's what it was.
Holding Marianne hostage. I was powerless to resist.
Some kind of ancient
But I was
idol
clever other spies
artifact. So that's why she didn't want to let them have that, right?
Look at that. They're everywhere.
We've got friends.
Oh, got one on our ride as well, our secret.
There's a boulder on that tree.
No go near. We big squids.
They're feeding.
Big danger. Bad.
I definitely get the feel that they did these bits just to really kind of like show off
Gonna be okay.
the effort that they'd put into making the world seem more like an ecosystem. Like I'm sure these bits are just there to kind of show that off. But they definitely did do a good job. It has to be said.
That structure looks ancient. I wonder how long ago it was built.
And yeah, these guys live inside the ruins. Yep, there we go.
This is beautiful.
Their headquarters. High up in the ruins, away from all the monsters.
We climb up.
But one advantage to doing it this way, as annoying as it is that I've had to now re-record the whole thing and it's taken a big chunk of the time out of my day today, is that I do have a cup of tea while I'm doing this that I can slope away at, because I'm not playing. So it has its advantages.
Why here? Our city. I mean, this forest belongs to us Wudwuds. Mind your P's and Q's.
What an unusual eldritch tongue they speak. And yet, it feels so fresh and relevant. Greetings, friend. We mean you no harm. Would you give us back our tiny house?
We no give back. We have claimed it as tribute. But we make deals, okay? A great menace is making the troubles by our honey mound. Its pink fur is big, stylish, and cool. But its gases are of a stinknacious variety. Chase away big menace, and in our generosities, we shall return your puny hovel.
Pink fur. You think it's a Cogalala?
Sounds like we've got our work cut out for us. So they're called Wudwuds, huh? They make it sound like they've been here forever.
Eric mentioned seeing Congalalas in the south of the forest. We've certainly got no shortage of them back west. And now we know there's a healthy population here, too.
Okay, let's move out.
They found us!
Right. And so we're off. Off to kill the pink stinknacious menace.
Wudwuds learn to speak our language. They have a very colorful vocabulary.
Seriously, what's a tribute?
I think she meant tribute. You know, payment for us.
Tributing. Well, tributing. It's a tribute and also booty. Right. And we're on the approach. We should find what we're looking for over here.
Something's snoring. Move as quietly as you can.
There it is.
Is it a hippo? Is it a baboon? It's a Cogalala. Just ripping all the fur off. I'm sure this won't at all wake him up. Look out! I would tell my brother before he came up against this monster that they'd put him in the game. He was not amused. Right. Cat's just thrown some status clearing powder onto us. But carry on there. Mini ones have arrived though, So we've got them to contend with. And they're gassing it up as well, though thankfully not as much as the big one. Definitely moves about a bit. It's a little bit difficult to keep the hits on him. He seems to have grabbed some mushrooms with his tail. I'm still at this point getting used to the attack patterns. But yeah, what you want to actually do is wait until he'll usually do a good few swings at you, and then he'll kind of flop himself onto the floor. Like that. And then he's vulnerable. And you definitely want to watch out for the stench. If you're wondering what it does, by the way, the stench, I figured out later, so it's... When it says it'll disable certain items and things, and certain abilities, it more or less, it's like, there are other items in inventory effects, but mostly it's that you won't be able to use health potions for the duration. Time to drill! Ooh, belly flopped away. But we're getting used to the attack patterns at this point. Knowing a bit more about when to defend. And there's the opening. Hoping to get rid of that wound now with just some damage, rather than going for the focus attack. It does give him a cool effect though. It looks like Scar from Lion King, but you know, a monkey. With that big scar going across his eyeball like that, it does kind of make him look a bit more badass. Which, you know, is badass as you can look for a giant hippo baboon with pink fur.
Looks like it's moving to a new area.
Getting him right on the cheeks here, and now on the jaw. Some very good hits.
Put a dent in it.
Right. I'm assuming that I wasn't stupid enough to not take all the stuff here. And that was something, yeah, I nearly forgot. So I nearly forgot you can, of course, up the smaller ones. Get some extra bits from them. And of course, with all this honey around, there's of course going to be a bunch of honey here, though I was surprised to find there was only the one. I was expecting there to be, you know, 5 or 6 of them there, to be fair. Like just a giant mass of honey, and no. Right. I was actually wanting to be firing my gun at him at this point, but apparently if you aim while you're on the back of it, it actually fires your slinger, not your gun. You have to equip your gun. Like you have to like draw the gun before it allows you to do this. So I'm trying to get the wound on his face. We have managed to get hit by that stench.
Leave this to me. Heels inbound.
Back to the gunlands. Heals are on the way. And we're going for the drop attack. I think the tree took most of a hit from that blast there. And he's dodged it. That little back step at the end there got him out of the way of that. If the tree weren't there, we'd have still got him, but oh well. Next big round is nearly ready, but not quite. Bit mistimed that. Right. So I think at this point, this was still when I was using the wide shelling gun lance. So it doesn't have as many shots. So I'm using it more to, I'm using the shots more to close distance, kind of allow us to do that little hop combo by firing the gun. And this came as a surprise. So you might have noticed he was carrying a mushroom in his tail, and he's finally swallowed the thing. And what that's done is now it's empowered his attacks. So it only lasts a little while, thankfully, but it is still going. I think he's eaten a nitro shroom or something, so he's now bathing fire. So that's from the mushroom. He didn't just eat an Indian. You know, he hadn't just eaten an Indian takeaway or something. It is just literally, he's on mushrooms. Ooh, take another hit there. Now, Blast Blight, which I'd kind of forgotten about. What it actually does is, after a little while, and we'll see, you can see it in the top left counting down. 4, 3, 2, 1. After a while with having Blast Blight, you blow up. Yay! So that's fun. Right. Anyway, still gathering things as well because I'm still low on ingredients at this point, still at the start of the game, so we want to just kind of grab everything we can. You never know when we're going to need it for something. There's a stash of potions that we get given for this mission, so I decided to take some of those.
Please don't let it stop me.
And we get straight on its back. Lovely. He's got some new friends that he's bringing in. They'll be joining the fight soon enough. But we are driving our knife in there. Pretty handily as well, I might add. Right.
Weak. Almost there. Hey, ugly. Over here.
Big shot ready. We get both. The little one goes down. A good parry, but we still get knocked over by it. I eventually decided as well after this that I wasn't really convinced with the wide shelling. I just don't think you were getting... I preferred to have a larger number of shells. Even though these ones are quite powerful. They just weren't really cutting it for me. Anyway, this stench, I figured, well, makes sense, we'll just head down and just roll around in the water to get rid of it. Since there's some nearby, I just had a quick look at the map. As you can see, you can just wash it off. And then we can get straight back to the Cogalala. Once we've recovered from the stamina loss. Right. And now it's eaten another mushroom that's giving it poison damage. So we want to watch out for that. Kind of get caught in the middle of an animation there when it goes in for an attack. Right. We get a stake in him. And big shot. And we know where that will go in. Yep. Straight between the cheeks. And he is down. Right. Anyway. Cogalala defeated. And we did pretty well, all things considered. Took a little bit of getting used to the attack pattern at first, and fire breath certainly came as a surprise, but other than that... Ha! He lost his sausage. And we got, of course, our Cogalala diploma. We got all our certificates there. Bit over 11 minutes. And an awesome freeze frame in the background of us literally blowing its butt cheeks out. Lovely.
Back to the Woodwoods.
I heard all about your great exploitations in driving off the pink menace.
Can we have our puny hovel back now?
But of course, friend. The Woodwoods forest is now your forest, too.
Right, you're now able to set up pop-up camps. Find suitable campsites to put them down. Quatry flies can be found fluttering near potential sites. Select the camping kit from the item bar to set one up. B. After you discover potential's campsite, you can set up a pop-up camp there by talking to the support desk or pop-up camp meowster. Right. And there's plenty to set up. Right. I think it actually takes a while before I actually go and set all these things up. And I've still not done much in the way of setting up camps yet. I've not done tons of exploration. I've mostly been beelining the main quest.
Lopsided transactions between us. You have any belts to trade?
What if we offered you, say, a Doshakama pelt? Brown fur, big fangs, ridges on its forehead?
Brown pelts? Big no. Fur is rough. And besides, brown fur everywhere. No need. Too many in our forest now. Them and their big kahuna. Ooh, you don't want to get messy with that one.
Fun fact as well, when you come back to these,
Monsters in the forest. Ever seen a big white monster come through?
they are actually wearing
White
the pink fur that they've harvested.
You don't mean that nightmarish creature. Many times it drags shiny, not white things, too. It shows up when the sky falls out. Very scarifying.
When the sky falls out?
Yes, yes. Sky falls. Menace comes.
Where did you learn our language? You speak it so well.
Oh, you are most perceptious. I indeed am the greatest Woodwood linguiniast in the forest. We have spoken your tongue since times of old, when we served as water purifiers. However, that is no longer. Today we use your speech for transactioning with the desert folk.
Oh, so you have contact with the people of Kunafa.
Yes, they pay tribute to enter the forest, and we grant them passage. Generous, yes?
I suppose we'll be going then.
Until our next wheelings and dealings.
And yeah, the next time we see them, they'll be wearing a big pink fur coat.
So, the Doshagama must be traveling in a pack, and they have a leader. In numbers, monsters become emboldened, and with a strong-willed leader?
We'd better follow up.
Yeah, let's head back to camp.
Oh, you're back. Good. We've been managing here, but now that base camp is up and running, little problems are cropping up left and right. Might be good to see if anyone needs a hand, but that's what us hunters are here for, right?
So we've now unlocked side missions. You can also check the requests on the detail map. I might have to remember to do that as well. I've not been doing that since.
I don't suppose it would hurt to see what people need while we continue our Doshagama investigation.
Hey, Hunter. Got a minute?
Hey, come here.
And this is when she tells us that she can give us recommendations based on what we've been using.
Hey. See you later. Sure. If you're looking to make an
And so
impression.
yeah, she's recommending that we get Cogalala gear. Or alloy gear. Basically, she just tells you to get the latest stuff.
Anything catch your eye?
We've got the Bulachi there. I think that's from those insects that we killed in the previous part. Those little like insects that were being chased around by the Doshagama. They like showed up while we were fighting. They don't really give you much. And the gear bonus is for gathering, I think it's for gathering honey. We've got the full plate gear available to us, the alloy set. So if we just want to look like we're in full plate, we can do. Comes with some decent skills though, like the helmets come with quick sheath, which is pretty good for a gun lance, because it's slow to sheath and unsheath, is the gun lance. So it can be handy. And then the other stuff is mostly tremor resist, which isn't awful. So when the monster would slam to the ground and you'd be kinda knocked about a bit, even if you block it, you kinda get staggered back a bit. I think that is literally tremor that is, so putting those on would prevent us from kind of being going a bit wobbly on his knees when we're stood as the enemy does like big ground pound attacks. And then there's the Lalabarina set. The group skill is just to get like more honey from things, but you do get some paralysis resistance as well as like some recovery up, which recovery up is really good. You get more health from each potion. Certain parts of the set look pretty good, better than others. Like, I'm not a fan of the massive dress
Anything
one.
catch your eye?
Looks a bit too, I don't know. It just doesn't look like doesn't look quite right. I think looks a bit too old-fashioned, but. But yeah, I think at this point I was basically looking at it going, ooh, recovery up, recovery up. but I'm also considering the quick sheave skills and other things like that. And the tremor resist nullifies minor ground tremors and halves the effects of them. And you can level it up to the point where you become immune essentially. Then there's the Cogalala stuff here that we've just, we've just killed one. We've just got this available to us. It's mostly, it looks all a bit garish. The Mushroom Mancer skill though is relevant to the monster. So like him, you can now eat the mushrooms and they'll give you various effects. So you can just basically eat mushrooms raw for a bonus, which is alright, but it's not amazing. The group skill, Fortify, can be pretty good, but it only comes into effect once you faint. It basically buffs you up after fainting. So it's a good skill, if and when you need it, but you're probably not going to need it, and you shouldn't really. It also gives you stench resistance, apparently, all this. Which is kinda non-necessary. It's just unnecessary. Given that there's not exactly, at least as far as I've seen so far, I've only seen one creature that uses stench. And it's always a problem when you go for like resistance bonuses. That it can just be that the next monster you're facing doesn't use that. As soon as something's like really good at being, powerful against one specific resistance type, you usually find that that armor set is very much a specific use case scenario against certain monsters then, and not very good outside of that. But yeah, I think it was at this point that I decided I should probably go for the arena stuff, mostly due to just getting that recovery up, because the recovery up is extremely good. You can basically take like a normal healing potion and it'll basically fully heal you. The max ones definitely will. But yeah, well, I think mostly at this point I'm just checking what I actually need for the thing. And of course trying them out, because you've got to try them on. And the top is very tempting because it comes with a cape, and capes are very important because capes look cool. Oh, every time I think about it, it reminds me of the The Incredibles movie from Pixar. No capes.
Ready to get to work?
So I eventually decide on getting the gloves.
Look good. Alrighty. Perfection.
And we go for the belt.
Whoa.
So, not a bad start. Anyway. After that, yeah, we're basically looking at the alloy to see if maybe that'd be a good idea to like move on to the alloy stuff in addition. Because our Chatacabra stuff is getting a bit outdated. And we could use an upgrade. But yeah, I think basically at this point, yeah, the main thing I'm looking at though at this point is I'm looking at maybe getting the last bit if I get the monster fluid, though I don't have it at this point, and getting the leggings so that I can get the full recovery up bonus. Which I think, if I remember correctly, I do decide to go and do that in the end. As well as just looking at like different guns and things here. Anyway, yeah. I think we're approaching the end of the recording here. And so, yeah. There's a few other things. Like there's possibly a new gun lance if we're going to kill a new cumin trees and that. Though there's the triple bayonet for now. Which I think I end up grabbing,
Now that's a good
if I remember
choice.
correctly. Anyway, that's going to do it. Thank you very much for watching. This being Monster Hunter Wilds. Again, apologies, it just literally did not record the audio. It was really weird. Yeah, it just straight up did not record audio for it. I decided to swap to the triple bayonet at this point. I think we'd already crafted this, I guess, at this point. I decided to give that a go for next time. But yeah, that'll do it. Thank you very much for watching, and I believe after this one I do a bit of hunting with, because my brother and my friend come on, and I've gone with them for a bit. And so next time you'll see me in some different gear. And I'll see you then. Thank you very much for watching.